me
Hello.
help you. There she is.
Hi there.
Yay. Oh, Facebook is, it's special. Thank you so much for doing this for me. I have been wanting to find somebody to not teach just me, but to share kind of some things that maybe most of us take for granted or don't really understand. And because it's complicated, we just ignore it. I mean, I know with like credit and stuff, I ignore it because I don't understand it. And I probably at my age getting ready to purchase or buy, I want to build a house this year. So this is the kind of stuff that I kind of need to know. So
You are 1,000% right in all of those areas, because most of my clients that come to me tell me I'm in this situation because I didn't know any better. And that they learn about credit when they're in a financial crisis. That's just what happens. And it's unfortunate that there are so many secrets to the rules of the credit game that nobody knows. I mean, I myself have called Experian and asked them, how did you come up with this? And the representative on the phone said, we don't know, just the system did it. So there is no public algorithm that will tell you this is why your score is the way it is. But there are some things that everybody needs to know. And that's actually why I just did an ebook. I made a list of all of the things that my clients didn't know. And I compiled an ebook, which is 99 financial literacy points that you should have been taught. Because this isn't something that's taught in school. I have three well, a 20-year-old, a 21-year-old, and a 17-year-old. None of this stuff is taught in school. So it's definitely something that is needed. And you, like yourself, you're getting ready to build a house, but these are things that you need to know to get yourself prepared to buy a house. So I did want to just help your audience with just the basics of credit and what goes into your credit score, because most people don't even realize that. I know that this is something that I was never taught. So it's really valuable information, because you can't win at the game of credit if you don't know the rules, right?
exactly.
So there's actually 5 things that go into a credit score. The first thing is the payment history. Most people don't know that if you miss a payment, it can impact your score up to 100 points. That's just one late payment. Yes, you don't know that.
Wow.
When you get out of high school, you're getting inundated with credit cards and you think, woohoo, if I have $200, I have $300, I have $400, but you have to pay that back. And if you don't pay it back within 30 days, it's going to start impacting your credit score. So 35% of your credit score is based on just the payment history alone. So that's why it's so important. That's the biggest component of a credit score. The next one is the capacity and amount owed. So how much you owe on that credit card. So for simplicity's sake, if you have a $1,000 limit on a credit card, you don't want to go over 30%. That anything over 30% is going to start negatively impacting you. Nobody knows that either.
No, didn't know that.
Yep. So that's why you want to keep your usage under 30%. Now it's okay to use it up to the max, but then you want to pay it down, because you want to show the lenders that you are a responsible borrower. So it's kind of like a balancing act. Charge a little, pay it off. Charge a little, pay it off. Because if you don't use a credit card or any account that you have and you keep it at a zero balance, there's a lot that can do. One, it can get your account closed because the lender is thinking you're not using it, so why do you need it? A closed account could negatively affect you as well.
Didn't know that either.
Yep.
Well, okay. Wow.
Yep. And we'll get into the next component, which is 10%, is the length of credit. So borrowers want to see that you have established credit throughout your adult years. So that's why if you pay a credit card down to a zero balance, you never want to close it, because you lose all of that longevity. So say you have a credit card and you're using it 5, 6, 7, 10 years, that good credit history is helping your credit score. So if you get to a point where you say, okay, I'm done with credit cards, you close off all your accounts, it's going to drop your credit score. So length of credit score is another big
Wow.
component. Yep. And then the other 10 is new credit inquiries. You do want to be a responsible borrower. So say you're shopping around for a car, you do want to make sure that you get the best rate. So you may have a couple of inquiries from different lenders or different banks, which should only be counted as one inquiry. But lenders don't want to see that you're going out and you're racking in the brand new credit cards. So 5 different credit cards, a computer purchase on credit, an Ulta or an Ulta credit card, a Macy's credit card. You don't want to do that in one lump sum because it just looks like you're going crazy and racking up all this credit, and you're going to be using all that credit. So you want to be careful with the new inquiries, not get too many at one time. And then the final component is the credit mix. So what does your credit story look like? Do you have revolving credit? Do you have personal loans? Do you have secured loans such as a car? Do you have a mortgage? You want to see a mixture of different types of credit being used. So those are the
That's
5
awesome.
components: the payment history, capacity and amount owed, length of credit, credit inquiries, and credit mix.
See, you taught me all kinds of stuff. Like in just a few minutes. I had no clue. This is why I suck with that kind of stuff, because I don't ask the questions. I had no clue. I don't use credit cards, so that's probably hurting me. So I guess I need to fix that. But you are so right. You don't teach this stuff. Like my kids are young, but I've been watching older kids, and there are so many things that they didn't teach.
Mm-hmm.
And credit is so important, because I know personally when I graduated, I got all kinds of credit cards.
Yeah.
And I was so excited. I'm like, I've got all of these things, and I had all these student loans, everything. And now I wish I wouldn't have done that, because it's still coming back to haunt me 20 some years later.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I do. I do free consultations. I'm a free resource. This is information that everybody needs to have. If you're in a financial crisis situation, or you need help improving your credit or establishing credit, just give me a call. We can get you on a path to establishing credit. I know the real easy to qualify for credit accounts that can help increase your credit score. I'll give you a tip: Fingerhut. If you're looking to increase your credit score, Fingerhut is a really good one. They usually approve everyone with a $200 limit, and you can start establishing your credit that way.
That's awesome.
Another thing is for if you have high school students, high school aged kids, they really can't go out on their own and get a credit card or start establishing their credit. But I would recommend to parents, go out and get either a Credit One or a Capital One credit card for a $200 limit, just very, very minimal. Get one in your student's name and let them use that. You don't want them to max it out at the 200. You still want to play that balancing act of the 30% usage. But when they turn 18, that history will follow them. So that's good.
Oh, I didn't know you could do. That's
Yep.
awesome. I had no clue that you could do
Yep.
that.
Yep.
How freaking cool.
Yeah, it kind of gives them a jump
That's
start
awesome.
so that when they turn 18 and they start establishing their own credit, they have a little bit of history behind them. So that will help them.
That's great. And it'll teach them how it all works, and they can go into adulthood knowing a little more than most.
Exactly. Yep. I like to say I help my clients cruise into a better financial future, hence Kim Cruz.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like what you did
Yeah.
there.
So I'm a free resource. I'm a free resource to help people understand credit.
And you have a podcast, correct?
I do. I have a weekly podcast. That's another free resource of all things financial. We talk about debt relief programs. We've talked about bankruptcy. We've talked about credit repair. We talk about senior living and finances for elderly parents, and how are you going to pay for their care. So it's all things financial. It's on YouTube. And on Spotify, it's Cruzin, Cruzin, into a better financial future. So you can find that at either place under that name.
That's awesome.
And another thing I want to make sure that people really understand is your credit doesn't define you. A credit is just a snapshot of what is going on, whether you know what you're doing or you don't know what you're doing. And it's something that can be worked on and fixed. So if somebody is dealing with a 400 credit score, a 500 credit score, 600 credit score, there are programs that can help you, and it doesn't define you. Yes, it is important. Yes, it can affect employment. It can affect interest rates. It affects the amount that you pay on big purchases, but it doesn't define that person. There are things that we can talk about to get you on the right path to give you better financial options. That's the biggest thing. Credit scores give you better financial options. And you need credit before
Yes.
you need credit.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this, guys. Make sure if you have questions, you can reach out to Kim and she will help you. You can check out her podcast on YouTube and Spotify. And what was the name of it again?
Cruising into a better financial future. Yep.
You can check her out. She's a great resource. She's taught me a lot in just this couple of minutes. So I'm excited to follow your podcast and check all of that information out.
Yeah.
If you have questions, guys, please reach out to her because she's going to be your resource, not me.
More than happy to help you. I also do loans, personal loans, business loans, debt relief, all kinds of things financial. So thank you so much for having me. This was fun. This was great. That's what I love to do.
Yes, this was so much fun.
I love helping people. You're quite welcome.
Awesome. Thank you. Have an amazing day, guys. If you need help or have questions or just want a little bit of advice, hit Kim up. She will gladly help you answer any financial credit questions, anything like that. She will get you in the correct direction.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
We'll do this again. Bye-bye.